Evening, everybody. Okay, let's find you all on here. And we'll make a start. Okay, it's now telling me to log in. So I'm just trying to find you all on my iPad. And we will make a little start. How is everybody doing today? It's Monday. Now can't remember my password for Facebook apparently. Nope, can't get in. I'm just going to try on my phone. I thought I'd be all swish and use my iPad tonight for a change, but it won't work. So let's have a look on here and hopefully we can find you all. Okay, I can see a few people are on, which is lovely. Found you all on my phone. Here you all are. Lovely. So evening to Bev and my mum and Wendy and Kim and Denise. Thank you for leaving me a little comment. That's really, really kind. So welcome to my Monday night Facebook Live. I'm going to be making this week's coffee and card design, which was really, really lovely this morning. Coffee and card is a session I run twice a month usually at a coffee shop here in Chatham, and we make a card, we have a cup of coffee, we go about the rest of our day. It's a really lovely session. It's one of my favourite ways to start the week. This morning I had 3 new people, which was really nice, or not new to crafting but new to coffee and card, and that was lovely, and a few people missing as well, so really nice session. So I'm going to share with you the design that we made and show a fun technique with some different products, or products that you might already have seen, and we'll see where the evening takes us. If you've got any questions as we craft along, please pop them in the comments. I've got you all on my phone in front of me, so I should hopefully be able to keep up. And yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoy what I make. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments, and yeah, let's get started. I'm going to change my screen around so you can see my desk. It's definitely a lot tidier than it was this morning. I've got a funny tickle tonight as well, so bear with me. I've got some water. Right, so you can see my lovely clean desk, as you were. And this is the design that we made today. So I shared a little sneak peek of this card very late last night. I've used the Daffodil Daydreams stamp set to bring it together. I used this in last week's Facebook Live, and it was lovely and fun to create something with this stamp set. So I thought I would use it for coffee and card, and it went down really, really nicely, or at least I hope it did anyway. There's a couple of fun techniques on this card, some designer series paper, a little bit of colouring, and finishing off with a nice sentiment. So I've got most of the pieces already cut, so we can make a start now. If I just grab a bit of grid paper now. Oh, I don't need grid paper yet. Put that to one side. Right, so the basis of this card, we have a card base that's cut from grey granite cardstock. Grey granite is a really nice neutral colour, and it's a great alternative to using some of the bright colours that we have. Big fan of grey granite. And then I've got some of this designer series paper. Now this designer series paper is currently free. It's a pack of 12 inch by 12 inch papers that is completely free until the end of February, and it's also got daffodils on it. So I'm going to use the dark side of the paper. I sound like Star Wars now. We're going to use the dark side, and we're just going to stick that down straight away. this paper is really nice for layering and for using as kind of centre points on your projects. And it's great that it coordinates with the Daffodil stamp set that we've got here. So that's the basis of our card started as such, but I'm going to put that to one side now because we need to work on this background. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. Oh, my camera has really slipped. That's better. The basis of this background, we've got a little bit of masking, and I'll just raise that a little bit so you can see that it's quite subtle. And the reason it's quite subtle is just because I didn't want the background to be white, so I've done a little bit of shading there, and I'll show you how I did that. So I'm going to start with my piece of basic white. I'm just going to check this is the right measurement. It is. And it's nice and clean so far. My camera keeps slipping for some reason. That's better. And I'm going to use some Balmy Blue ink. Balmy Blue is one of the Subtles ink pads. And I'm going to load up my blending brush. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm quite literally going to just take my blending brush to my piece of white card and create a nice little wash of colour. Now what I love about this colour is it's very, very subtle, but actually as it dries it quite pops, which is lovely. And as I was reminded earlier by one of my lovely ladies, is that you can add ink but you can't take it away. So I'm just adding in sort of layers until I'm happy with the depth of colour. So I think I'm quite happy with that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a mask. Now sadly the mask that I used at the class today hasn't come home in the, well, it could have come home, it might be in my boot, but I've had a look and I can't find it anywhere. So I'm going to use a different mask, which I thought I had out. I didn't. I thought I had it out, but I must have put it away. I'm just going to find it. So these are the masks, and Stampin' Up do a whole range of these masks. I'm just trying to take out of this bag. Evening to you, Ali. This is the one I'm going to use today. So this is the one that's in the annual catalogue, I do believe. But we have, they tend to have a new set of masks in every catalogue that we do. And I'm a big fan of using these on your cards. So I've got my lovely little layer of Balmy Blue ink showing there. So I'm now going to layer this over. And this is a really good way of building up the depth in your background. So I've already added my ink. And now I'm going to add a bit of pattern with the same shade, Balmy Blue. So with that just in place, I'm going to go over. Try not to move that. Okay, so now when we take this off, am I happy with that? Oh, I am happy with that. You've got this lovely pattern in the background. And what I like about this is you've got different tones of the Balmy Blue, where you've got that Balmy Blue ink underneath already in some parts, and in other parts the cardstock is still white. You've got a really nice depth of colour there in that background. So that's part one of this card. I'm going to grab another block and I'm going to add in a bit of speckling in the background. There's a great stamp in this set, which is this one just here, and it's just lots of little ink splatters, and I do love an ink splatter. So now I've done that, I'm going to take a Sahara Sand ink pad and I'm going to give this a little stamp just randomly across my card until the ink has sort of run out. Okay, so if I show you that, so we've got lots of little speckles there, and then I'm going to go in with a black Stampin' Blend pen. This has got quite mucky today, and I'm going to use this felt tip end. Just be mindful when you do this technique, it will damage the tips of your blends if you're quite heavy-handed. If you're quite light, it will be fine. Now I tend to only colour with the fine tip end, so I'm not too bothered by it, but you just want to be mindful of that. And I'm going to just push the nib against the lid and add my ink splatter, and I love that. I'm just going to do it once because actually that's quite a lot of ink there, and it just gives another little depth there in your background. Okay, I can bring in my card now, and I can just stick that down like so. So let's add our glue, pop that down. Now that background piece of paper that I've got in there with the black and the white crosses, at first it looks quite stark, doesn't it? But actually now you've added that piece, it gives a really nice just border of the black showing, and it ties in quite nicely with the ink colour we're going to use to stamp with and that bit of speckling that we've done. So I can carry on, I can put that to one side again, and now I just want a piece of scrap. So this is my piece of scrap here, and I'm going to stamp my daffodil. Daffodil is being stamped in black ink. Okay. And then we're going to colour this in with our trusty Stampin' Blends pens. Okay. Nice. Right, so now we've got that done, I'm going to go in with my colouring, and I'm going to start with my lightest shade, which is the yellow. So I've got some So Saffron, I've got some Daffodil Delight, and I've got some Mango Melody. So I'm really mixing in those colours. Now, sadly, Mango Melody blends are no longer available, but if, like me, you don't like to get rid of them, then you can still use those. So I'm going to go with my dark So Saffron to start us off, and I'm going to use just the nib to just colour in very roughly my daffodil, just to give us a base colour to work from. Okay. Like so. Okay. Now with our Daffodil Delight, I'm going to go in with the mango actually. I have a problem covering DSP that much. I'd have to gut the DSP before covering. Oh, bless you, Wendy. I used to be like that, but I've moved on, I'm afraid. So I think because the DSP is not around for very long, I will just use it quite freely. I'm just building in some shading on my daffodil. So that is my light Mango Melody. I'm also going to go in with a bit of pale papaya, because daffodils, they're all sorts of oranges and yellows, aren't they? And this should hopefully make it feel a bit more lifelike, like so. Okay, so I'm really mixing in my colours, and this is one of the great things about Stampin' Blends, is you can mix your colours quite nicely because they will blend. I'm going to leave the tip of my daffodil quite plain, and I've now got to remember my colours that I use. So now I'm going to go in with some Mango Melody again. I've got so much DSP, it's a health hazard, but I still cannot cover it. Oh, bless you. Oh, Wendy, you'd probably have, I'd probably make you quite nervous. I am quite free with my DSP. And I still find I've got loads left. Okay, so there's that one. I'm enjoying building up the colour here. And it's also quite therapeutic. Now, we didn't go into too much detail with the colouring at Coffee and Card today, but it was nice for people to make their images their own. Okay, that one. And now we've got these final ones over here. If you coloured the leaves and stalks green, what one would you use? Probably Old Olive, or Well, actually I would use a mixture, and I'm going to use a mixture. I'm going to use Old Olive, Mossy Meadow. Now for some reason I've got a bit of a bleed there on this daffodil, so I might have to do something about that. Just wondering if the image wasn't quite dry when I started colouring. Pear Pizzazz. Oh, you love a bit of Pear Pizzazz. We haven't got Pear Pizzazz blends though, have we? Have we got Pear Pizzazz blends, or if I missed something? Oh, forgot which one I was colouring then. Okay. Do enjoy a bit of colouring. It's nice and therapeutic. Okay, so there we've got the basis of our image coming together, and now I'm going to go in with some light Old Olive. I'm just going to bring my strokes down. Yeah, no Pear Pizzazz blends. I didn't think we had Pear Pizzazz blend, but they would be amazing. You've got there is a soft sea foam blend, but that's very, very light. Okay, so like I did with the daffodils, I'm just going in with a bit of a base colour to get us started. Okay. Light Old Olive is probably comparable to a dark Pear Pizzazz. Yeah, I think you're right, Courtney, definitely. Okay. Like I said at the beginning, it's great to kind of mix and match the colours. That's the sort of the theory behind the blends, that you can really kind of mix them together and, well, blend the colours really. Now I'm just going to add a bit of definition now with the darker sort of shade, but this is light Mossy Meadow. I'm just trying to think about where the shading will be on these stems as I'm sort of colouring, and this is how you build sort of the definition into your colouring. And I'm no expert, I just do what I think looks right by my eyes. Granny Green or Old Olive? Oh, Granny Green. Granny Green can sometimes be a bit bright though, can't it? I mean, it's great for using on rainbows like I did this weekend. Before I went live tonight, I was having a go at the no-line colouring technique, which I absolutely love, but it definitely takes some practice. I'm trying to master it. I think the art with the no-line colouring technique is you have to be really, really gentle, and I'm quite heavy-handed, I think. Okay, so there is my little coloured in daffodil bunch. What do you think? There is quite a bit of definition there. So I'm now going to just give this a little cut out. and I'm keeping quite close to the line. Yes, there is a die for this, but I'm too lazy to use the die machine, which is on the shelf behind me. Ah, thanks girls, that's very kind of you to say. So I'm off to a team event this weekend. It's not my team that I run, it's my uplines team. And I'm so excited. It's the first time we would have been... Oh no, we gathered in September, I think. But this year, it's our first event. And I cannot wait. Jo Blackman is an absolute wizard when it comes to colouring. She is just incredible. I feel like I need her to do a masterclass. And I need to pay very careful attention. I've watched so many of her videos and tried to replicate what she's done, and my fingers and my pens, I swear, do not work in the same way that she does. She is a genius. Big fan there. I wish I could colour like she does. So now I'm just following the edge of this round. So yes, I'm very excited this weekend. I'm off to a craft event about 2 hours away with some of my team, some of the team that I am part of, and I just can't wait. It's going to be amazing. But I've got to make some swaps for my team before then. I know what I'm doing, I just need to do them. So I'm hoping for some time tomorrow to sit down and create my swaps ready to share with my lovely ladies. And I'm also prepping for this month's class tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get all the kits all finalised so I can post them tomorrow afternoon. You wish you could colour like me. Oh, Courtney, you're too lovely. Thank you. Have fun at the weekend. It's just too far at the moment. I know it is such a stretch for such a journey for some people. It's a fair journey for us. It's 2 hours away on a good run. And I'm just hoping that the winds have died down by then, because we've got to contend with that QE2 bridge, which has been shut for most of the weekend. Okay, so there we have it. That is my little fussy cut daffodil bunch, and now we've got my card. So I'm going to bring this back in. Now, if I show you this morning's card, I did a really just rough colouring example this morning. So this is this morning's one, and this is the one that I have just coloured. So there's a bit of a difference there, in that I've gone into more detail on tonight's one, but they both do the job equally as well, I think. So just adding my glue. And then this is just going to get stuck down in the centre of my card. Try and get it straight, Stacey. Oh, excuse me, I could feel that sneeze. Was about to arrive. Okay, so we've got our daffodil stuck nicely down. Just going to have a little clear down of all these pens. And then we're going to create our little banner here, like so. So in my little packet, here we go. I have just a strip of white card, and I'm going to stamp the congratulations sentiment from this stamp set. So this, thank you very much, Bev. This is the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. It's part of the mini catalogue at the moment, and the fonts in this are just adorable. So I'm going to be using this congratulations sentiment here, and I love the font in this. It's a really, really lovely, delicate font. So I'm going to use congratulations, and I am going to stamp that in some black ink. Here we go. So I'm going to stamp this towards this end of the card. I need to stand for this because I want to make sure I get this straight, which I probably won't. Okay, so there we have it. That's my little banner, and I'm going to cut it off so there's about 1 centimetre between the start of our sentiment and the edge of our card. And now I'm just going to trim this down into a bit of an angled banner. Now, a little tip, if when you stamp it's wonky, turn the banner into an angled banner and it does the trick. Okay, so now we're going to create a little tag with this, and we're going to use this punch here. I'd love to tell you what this punch is called, but I can't remember. Let me look it up for you, because it is, I use this punch all the time. It's really, really versatile. And I don't want to give you duff information, so let's have a look what it is. This punch, if anyone gets there quicker than me, Label Me Fancy punch. Here it is. This one here. It's in the main catalogue. And what I love about it is it's got these little add-on. Oh, look, you can see me there. You've got these little add-ons here. You've got this long slit and you've got this little dot, which is perfect for making a little hole in your banners. So I'm just going to slide this in here. And what I love about it is it's got this extra guide on it. So it's got this little round edge. So you can kind of use that to gauge where that hole is going to sit in your banner. Okay, let's just pop that through. And there is our little hole. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach this to my card. I'm going to turn this over. Does it have Happy Mother's Day? It has Happy Mum Day, and Mum is spelled M-heart-M. So yeah, it does have, it would cover Mother's Day. I make fussy cutting look so easy. Bless you, you're all being very kind to me tonight. Who's paying you? So let's add this on, like so. And I'm going to pop that on at an angle. Putting things at an angle helps as well if your stamping isn't quite straight. And then I'm going to take my linen thread and we're going to tie this through. It's a quirky way of saying Mother's Day. It is, isn't it? It's really nice. Okay, so I've tied that in a little knot, and now I'm going to tie my bow. Trying to pick this up. Lovely, and then I'm just going to snip off my little tails of my bow. Okay, so we're almost there now, gang. I've got some of these. These are the brushed metallic adhesive backed dots, and I just want 2 of these to add to my card. And I'm going to put one just on the edge of my banner, just like so, and then I'm going to put another just up here, just to add a bit of texture. Actually, I'm not going to put that on my banner. I'm going to take it off and just put it beneath. Okay, so that is the front of our card. We've just got the inside to decorate now. So I'm going to grab me a piece of card, and I think I need to trim this down. And the measurement I'm using today is 9.5 centimetres by 13.9 centimetres. Okay. So for the inside of my card, I'm going to repeat a little bit of what I've done on the outside on the inside. So I'm going to bring back in my balmy blue ink pad, like so, and add in some blending just in this bottom right corner. Bring my mask back in, so. And it's just a little bit, it's not excessive, it's not too bright, it's quite subtle. We'll add in some same dots as we did the first one on the front of the card, sorry, like so. And then I want some light speckling on this because we're going to do a sentiment. So this sentiment also comes from the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set, and I'm using We Have to Celebrate This. Again, another really lovely sentiment. Great for a whole manner of different occasions. And then that is going just there. We have to celebrate this. Love that. And then that is going to go inside our card to finish us off. Got a little lump on my glue now. That's just what I need, isn't it? And there we have it. That is our finished card of this evening. That was Coffee and Card Design today. So here's the one I made as my sample for this morning, and here is my one I've made with you guys tonight. All the difference is I've gone into a little bit more detail on the colouring on the card I've made this evening. I've just added in a few more layers. Here what you'll notice is there's quite a big bleed on my daffodil, so what I might do is I might 3D that daffodil head. So all I'll do is I'll stamp that daffodil head again on a piece of scrap, cut it out once it's been coloured in, and then stick it over. Another one that I made, this was one that I did whilst I was at Coffee and Card when I was demonstrating, and I've used the yellow paper in the background, which was the reverse of the black DSP that I've used on these two cards. So yeah, that's my offering to you all this evening. As I mentioned earlier, the stamp sets I've used Happy and Heartfelt for my sentiments, and I've used Daffodil Daydream for my daffodils. I hope you enjoyed the card. If you've got any questions about anything I've made or used, please let me know. Please get in touch. These products are available to purchase from my online store, which is you can find at www.staceymarsh.co.uk. If you spend £45, you can order the daffodil papers for free as well to add in when you order this set. It's only available until the end of February, so just a few more days to take advantage of that offer. And before you all go, this stamp set and bundle will be the theme of my March card class, and details of that will be coming out on the 1st of March, which isn't too far away. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your week. I'll be live on YouTube at 1 o'clock tomorrow. If you're free, please feel free to join me. If you're not free, feel free to watch the replay when you can, which will be available straight after. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to have a little tidy and then go and have a nice little restful evening indoors. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.